welcome to the Common Dog Podcast. I'm your host, Laura Donnell, and I have with me JB, my general manager, and Sabrina, my desk manager. And we have Maggie with us today. Maggie is 15 months old and just still full of all kinds of puppies.
Cutie patootie.
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
What kind of dog is she? Heinz 57?
Yep.
Yay! Oh, Maggie! Whoa!
Hey.
Maggie! What you doing? Huh? Good girl. That's a good girl.
That's a good girl.
What you doing? Crazy girl. Yes. Come on, baby girl. Hi, honey. Maggie, come over here. Come on this big bed. There you go. Anyway, we are talking about talking to your dog. And we don't mean giving commands or suggestions. We're talking about how we are always talking to our pets
And touching.
and giving them tons and tons of loving attention, which creates all kinds of problems. It creates problems with your relationship with your dog. It gives them anxiety. Today we're going to try to focus on how you can stop talking to your dog incessantly. One thing that we always talk about when we bring in a client for training is how we have to stop treating them like people.
Well, I thought about that because, there is definitely, when you think about how you're different because you and John talk all the time. But when I'm sitting there at home, I'm not kibitzing with my husband all day. I'm not constantly talking to my kids all day.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's doing their own thing. But the dogs, I feel like, I know it was that way in my family, in my household when I was a kid growing up. They're a form of entertainment, I feel like, and everybody kind of uses them as a focal point. So, and I feel that is how everybody they don't actually treat them like people, but they do in some capacity. Like they talk to them like they're people.
I like that approach. Yeah, we're treating them like entertainment, like a toy that you're obsessed with.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, yes, my husband, John, and I, we have a very unique, wonderful relationship. We've been married for 25 years, and we still literally get up at 5 a.m. every morning just to have coffee with each other and talk.
Yeah.
Right? We don't sit there on our phones. We watch the weather. Why, I have no idea because it's never accurate, but it's part of our ritual. But yeah, we do. We treat them like they're entertainment for us. And then they're supposed to be an addition to our lives. But can you imagine if you were your dog, just put your dog in switch roles,
right?
Role reversal. If you had someone talking to you as
all the time
as you talk to your dog, and we are not excluded from this.
Mm-hmm.
We catch ourselves all the time talking too much to our dogs,
paying attention to them too much. Like Lana, when she got injured, you and I were in your office, just like watching her, and Lana's
like
like
a hawk. She's like,
what? She's like,
yeah. So switch roles. Imagine if you received the attention, the incessant, never-ending, constant attention that you give to your dogs. It would make you crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
And I know that there are definitely times in my day where I'm trying to just like either focus on something or shut off a little bit because everything's always going in my head. And either my kids or my husband or the dog wants attention from me, and I'm just like, I just can't right now. Right. And the dog can't say that to you,
right?
Well, and a lot of people will be like, well, wouldn't the dog just walk away and go lay down? And no, they very often don't, because we get them from the minute they walk into our lives, whether they're as a little puppy or they're an older dog that you've adopted. They get so used to that becomes the normal for them. And then when you take that away, when you actually stop paying so much attention to them, it seems off, it seems weird. That too makes them anxious and nervous.
Yep.
So I so often when we have a client come in with their dog who is really suffering from separation anxiety, it's one of the few times where we almost always recommend a board and train. I mean, half the time we're talking people out of board and train, but it's one of the few situations where we'll go, yep, we most likely are going to need a board and train because we need to have a little separation between the owners and their dog in order to sort of have a reboot, a reset, so we can reintroduce the dog to them.
Just as much for them as it is for the dog.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they can start to understand how important it is to not constantly be talking to their dog, constantly yammering, always giving attention.
There's always filling silence.
Always filling silence, always touching them. And then the dog becomes so dependent on it that the minute they're 6 inches away and not giving them attention, that makes the dog super anxious. This is weird. I'm uncomfortable. You become their whoopee or their security blanket, their air, and they can't function without you. Yeah. And that starts by giving your dog too much attention. And it just becomes their life. It becomes the norm.
It can create like possessiveness of the
owner. They resource guard you. They don't want anything else clamoring or competing for your attention. So the minute a person comes near you or a dog comes near you, they're like, nope, she's mine. Mm-hmm. Get away from my thing. She's mine. He's mine. Don't come near my daddy. He's mine.
And then I think a lot of people also confuse that as their dog protecting them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is this yours too?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And my puppy's protecting me. He's just protecting me. I'm like, protecting you from what? There's, there are
as soon as they
pterodactyls flying out of the sky, attacking you, dive bombing you. They're not protecting you from anything. They are telling everything that's coming near you to get away from you, that you are theirs.
Yeah. Why do you need to
resource guarding?
Protected from somebody that you allowed into your home?
Right.
So
exactly. So, and to say that we don't catch ourselves doing it would be a complete and utter lie. We talk to our dogs too much too. Everybody talks to their dogs too much all the time. And so one of the things that we try to instill in our clients is say, don't ever talk to your dog. Seriously, don't speak to your dog at all. Yep. Well, we know that's not going to happen, right? But if we say it with such compassion and understanding and severity of you mustn't speak to your dog ever, we hope maybe you'll cut it down by like 50% or something. That's the goal.
And I think that explaining to them why, like you have to say, while we're in a discovery meeting, a lot of the times, we'll watch the client and they'll just be like,
they're not even aware,
touching their dog, and I go, why are you petting him right now?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
wasn't even aware they were doing it.
Because to the dog, that is affection is a reward, right? So you have to remember and remind yourself, and it's those instances that I like to catch in the midst of a training session, that they're like, oh, okay, like this is the exact thing that you're talking about.
Yeah, that light bulb kind of turns on over the head, and they think about, wow, I talk to my dog. I'm touching my dog
all the time.
All the time.
People who work from home, their dog is under the desk, and they're just like touching them all the time.
Work from home is really hard. I mean, ever since COVID, we have seen such an uptick in separation anxiety with these poor dogs, and living in that constant agitated, anxious state. It really reduces the quality of life for these dogs, and it shortens their lifespan. Just like anxiety and stress shortens our lifespans, same thing with dogs.
Right.
They don't know how to self-soothe. They don't know how to chill. They don't know how to just be.
Yeah, I know that there have been times where I've had a board and train go home and the owner's like, oh my God, they didn't follow me into the bathroom. And I'm like, great, that's great. That's what's supposed to happen. And they kind of like don't realize that the problem really was so enamored in their life. Mm-hmm. And once they start to see like, oh, the dog is choosing to be away from me. The dog is not needing to be up my butt all the time.
And we understand that's hard. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, they don't love me as much. Yes, they do. They love you just as much, if not more, than they did before. They're just opting to chill out and relax.
Right.
So I use the analogy with moms, right? We always have someone yammering at us. Mom, honey, the kid needs you. Mom, honey,
Can I have more YouTube time?
Yeah.
The tablet's not working. Mom.
Right.
Mom,
Where are my shoes? Have you seen my glasses? Where's the cord? Someone is always needing you, always talking to you.
You're fine.
All the time.
And my approach with my kids is kind of similar to my dog. I'm like,
you're
good.
Fine.
You're
fine.
Good. You're fine.
So, I mean, I definitely know that I do it with my 16-year-old that's home. I mean, the minute we hear something is missing, John and I just jump up and we're like, okay, we have to find it. Usually it's something that he has to have, like a cord for his iPad for school, and it's the 5-minute dash before we're supposed to leave.
Oh yeah, it's always
or he wears a uniform to school, so and invariably I don't know how the belt always gets lost. I don't know what happens to the belt.
This is the first thing that comes off. I say this because I lose my belt. I have like 4 belts because I lose them all the time. Because the second I get home, I'm like, oh my God.
Yep. Well, there you go. It's always missing. And I'm just like, it's the 5-minute dash search for the belt, trying to find the belt. So we need to be better about obviously letting our kids stand on their own 2 legs, but also letting our dogs stand on their own 4 paws and find some self-reliance, right? And find the ability to self-soothe and not solve everything for them and provide every waking moment something for them because they don't learn to be independent.
Huge problem that I've found sometimes on occasion where people around here live in apartment buildings, and if their dog barks for something, they go and get it. Because
so what do we call that?
Attention.
Reinforcement. We're reinforcing
that barking
action
is going
that
to
we
get
don't
you
want.
what you want.
Right.
And
Even negative attention is attention.
Also gives the dog the inability to learn how to solve problems. So the ball under the couch, they just bark at it and somebody will come and get it for them.
Right.
Whereas like Lana will be like, I'm getting under that couch.
Well, your son does it.
Oh God, he does it all the time.
I can't get it.
I can't I'm like,
it.
okay, fine, and you're not getting it. What to tell you?
But if they make enough noise, what do we do? All right, okay. Here it is.
Toddlers and dogs, you can kind of train similarly. I do kind of. My husband.
Well, you can't put a prong collar on a dog, and you can't put, or on a kid, and you can't put them in the crate.
No, I mean you can put them in their room. That does solve some problems, but. You know, my husband will yell at me sometimes. He'll be like, he's not a dog. I'm like, well, he's close. He's right there.
They're in the same sort of mental state.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
And, you know, they're still like, I mean, I still use positive reinforcement for my daughter. You know, that's
Absolutely.
what I'm doing right now for the stupid BTS tickets. Like, if you want the BTS tickets,
you have to do these
things. So she's paying off the BTS tickets. That's what we're doing right now.
Yep.
So, you know, behavior is behavior,
right?
It's a carbon-based thing. It similarly works, but there are definitely things that you can do with a dog that you can't do with a kid, and vice versa. You can't reason with a dog. You can't explain to them what context is. You can't explain that right now I'm comforting you because you're upset. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not reinforcing your behavior. I'm saying it's okay to be upset. With the dog, you can't really explain that to them. They don't understand it.
Right.
So
if they're barking and absolutely having a conniption fit over seemingly nothing, don't give it attention. Give them a correction and have it be done and over with.
Yeah.
Even show your frustration with it. There are a lot of trainers that have a mindset, especially old trainers like me. There was a mindset of don't train your dog with any emotion. And that I always thought that was ridiculous. Like, of course you should utilize emotion. They're emotional creatures, right? You should show when you're disappointed in them or when you're frustrated with them. Straight out anger? No, you shouldn't go ballistic.
Right.
Same way you really shouldn't do that to, any other carbon-based unit. But to sit there and say, well, we shouldn't show our dogs any emotion, good, bad, or otherwise, that's ridiculous. So
but Maggie, if you haven't noticed, she hasn't really been in frame very much because we started, her owner started with us as soon as they got Maggie. I think even before they got Maggie, because they were previously clients of ours. Right. So before they even got Maggie, they already knew what they were supposed to do.
And what they weren't
supposed to do. So they started off with this stuff right away, right? Where Maggie was supposed to be on place or in her crate while they were eating dinner and being away from them and all these other things. So Maggie has gone and find her own fun.
Like she has right now.
Right now
just
she's
decided
chewing
to go
on a
lay over
bone.
there. Chew on a bone.
And she's minding her own business and doing her own thing. She doesn't have the need to be in people's skin all the time.
Right. She's independent and therefore more secure. I tend to use an analogy about the really, really pretty girl in high school that got all the attention. Well, she was really insecure, and we were all baffled by that. Like, you're beautiful, you have this, great life, you have
When's
everything.
the shoe gonna drop, though? You know,
why? What reason do you have to be insecure? Well, it's because they get too much attention, and they're constantly given compliments without ever doing anything to earn them other than existing. So when we're constantly sitting there petting our dog, saying, "Oh, what a good girl! What a good girl! What a good girl, Maggie! What a good girl!" and she's done nothing except breathe, right? She's not doing anything to earn that praise. Eat again. Not doing anything to even elicit any sort of response from us, but we're just globbing attention on her for no reason.
And then that in turn, doesn't that take away from the reward?
Right. It makes what you say, very good point, makes what you say less meaningful.
Right.
The more you talk to your dog, the less your words mean, right? Yeah. If your partner were with you and they're like, I love you. I love you. I love you.
Okay.
I love you so much. I love you. I love you. You're so pretty. And you just say it all the time and you're constantly bothering him. It doesn't matter what you're saying. It just becomes irritating and you stop listening.
Yeah.
You turn them off, right? Same thing with dogs. They turn you off. They stop listening to you, right?
It's like, oh, you're talking again.
You're talking again. So you want your words to be meaningful. You want your commands to be adhered to. Oh goodness, is she gonna destroy it?
I don't know. Margaret.
Magpie, are you destroying our little
You can't have
puppy
that
dog?
one. I know you don't.
There's
know
a good girl. She decided to play tug of war.
No.
Off camera, we have these dogs we use for training,
You can have
and
this
she's really interested in them.
You can have that
this
toy.
one. Ready?
Go get that toy. There you go. Good girl. She's like, nope, I want the dog. She played with it, I guess. She got it. But yeah, so very, very good point. When you're constantly touching, praising, giving love and affection and attention, it doesn't mean as much, right? Doesn't mean as much. If I told you I love you every 5 minutes, by the end of the day, you'd be like, oh my gosh, leave me alone, weirdo.
For me, like, if, say, for example, as, you being my boss, if you told me that I was doing a great job every day, I wouldn't believe it.
Right.
Personally, I'd be like, you're lying.
It would seem right. It would seem disingenuous.
When is the shoe gonna drop? Like, that would give me so much anxiety.
Right. It's well-placed praise is far more meaniful than just giving someone love and attention all the time. And I think it's also a New England thing. We're like, yeah, that's too much. As New Englanders, you're like, yeah, maybe, having grown up as a young person in Florida, it was definitely a culture shock to come up here.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we train our dogs a little differently than some other places, but
the Northeast is kind of that way.
It is that way.
Yeah.
But this, I joke. This transcends geography, right? If you were just constantly giving praise for no reason at all, then your praise doesn't have any meaning. It doesn't have any value.
Right.
So,
I've often had the conversation of like, you now are worth 5 cents to your dog. Right. Like, you want to be worth $20, right? Like, my kid isn't gonna be happy about me giving her 5 cents for her allowance, but $20 is gonna
goes a long way.
Goes a little bit.
And why do we want them to be so happy about us in that moment?
It feeds us. It feeds our ego. It makes us feel better about us. To go back to your point in the beginning, was our entertainment. We want to feel good. We get dogs in order to have them be a positive part of our lives, and then we turn them into monsters by giving them way too much attention.
Oh, that's my kids too.
Yeah, well, I don't train kids. Clearly.
But yeah, I was talking to my brother yesterday about my kids. He was like, Lana was, I was FaceTiming him, I think, and Lana was like, on her bed, and the kids were just like doing their own thing. And he's like, wow, they're like not in her face. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, they're not. And I thought about it for a second, and I am not always enamored with, like, the light bulb went off in my head last night where I was like, oh, no wonder she's a menace here. She gets so much attention here.
Yeah.
The staff is in love with my dog. In love. And it's not that I don't love my dog. I love my dog. But, like, I'm like, okay, Lana, like,
we all really spoil each other's dogs.
Yeah. We're bad.
I mean, we're the aunties, right?
Yep.
I mean, we're like, it's your problem.
Yeah.
Totally spoil the dog. Yeah, it's your problem now.
She lets my dog walk on her desk sometimes.
She's really small. You know, she's always on the floor, and then she wants to sit in my lap, and then she wants to be a part of the meeting. So, yes, I let her sit on the desk.
But her behavior here is very, very different than her behavior at home, and a lot of people don't believe me. Like, you've seen her house.
Yeah.
You've seen her at
Yeah.
my house. Like, she's been at your house.
Totally, yeah. And even at my house, she's far different than how she is here.
Yeah.
Far, far different.
Yeah.
And even at my parents too. That is vacation land for her, and she knows that. So she acts a little bit different. You're getting yourself in trouble again. This goes back to
duck.
to
Why
puppies.
do you have to have the door?
Because it's the thing that I can't have.
Shoot the duck. Maggie, come get this duck. Maggie.
That duck is dumb. I don't want.
She's like, no, I want whatever else is in there.
Ooh.
She's like, no, I like the dog better. I want the thing I can't have.
Yep, pretty much.
So become the thing your dog can't have, and they'll want you and listen to you more.
Yeah, she wants the thing that she knows she's not allowed to have. She's like, but that's what I want.
So, shorter podcast today because it's a topic that's pretty easy to instruct.
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking to your dog all the time. Stop touching your dog all the time. Stop giving your dog praise for breathing. It sounds like a really easy thing to do. It's not.
Right.
It's not. It's not an easy thing to do. Hence why we constantly spoil each other's animals. Because you like the feedback too. You love the feedback. You love the "I love you" eyes and the snuggles and the them wanting and needing you. It makes you feel good, but you're ruining your dog. So stop doing it. It's really, really important with your relationship with your dog to make sure that you're not their heir, that they can self-soothe. Because what you're doing is you're setting the dog up to fail, to have being in a constant state of anxiety
and arousal too. Like they're just constantly, something has to constantly be keeping them entertained too a little bit, and then they don't learn. One of the things that I failed in with Lana in the beginning was I didn't teach her how to do nothing, right? Which is like wild. Like, why would you want to teach your dog how to do nothing? Well, you need it probably more than anything else.
They need it. You need
in
it.
training.
Yep.
So
it's sort of like ensuring that your kid can grab a book or an iPad and go sit in a corner and be on their own.
Go be bored.
Go. Yeah, being bored isn't the worst thing in the world. It really isn't, because it teaches them to find things, how to keep themselves enamored. Mm-hmm. Your dog should be able to grab a toy and go sit in a corner and keep themselves amused.
Lana will like flip toys in the air. It's really funny.
She
gets her nose underneath things and flips them in the air and stuff. But my kids, like I said, they aren't enamored with the dog all the time. She's not our form of entertainment. They have to learn how to be bored. The dog is going off and doing her own thing.
My dad, the dad in my house, my husband, he talks to the dogs a lot. So that's, it's hard to and he works from home.
I tried to tell him.
So he's constantly.
And he's like, so I can't talk to them at all? Like, no, John. And that's the thing. And it needs to be purposeful. Right. That's what.
But the dogs don't listen to him.
Yeah.
When he recalls them from the yard, they don't listen to him. They listen to me.
Yeah.
They listen to Sam.
Yeah.
But they don't listen to John terribly well. And it's because he's constantly.
And what if John was out walking them and they got loose?
Right. Exactly. You've lost control over your dog because you're incessantly talking to them.
Right. You're and that's the whole point is
you're devaluing what comes out of your mouth.
What you're doing with your dog kind of has to always have some sort of purpose. Right. Like, you're talking to them, if you're petting them, okay, why are you petting them right now? Why are you touching your dog? they're being anxious and barking at a stranger, like,
and all you're doing is reinforcing
and
that
you're
behavior.
saying that's a
behavior.
good dog.
Good dog, keep
Good dog,
barking
you're
and
doing it.
lunging at people.
When you're trying to console them, and that's our natural instinct, is to console things when they're upset, and that's just not, they can't understand, like I said before, the context.
Well, and we can talk more about that on another podcast, because that's a whole nother ball of wax in terms of when we coddle the dog that is showing anxiety or quote unquote aggression. All we're doing is encouraging that behavior by saying it's okay, it's okay.
The way she came up and just like snuck away with it.
This is mine. So, tip of the day, it's pretty straightforward. I think we've gone over it and said it maybe 100 times now. Stop talking to your dog.
Yeah.
Stop touching your dog. Stop treating your dog like your entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Like that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
And it's because you are devaluing yourself to your dog. So, safety issue, they're not going to listen to you when you do a recall because you're always talking to them. So what you say doesn't really matter. And they know they're going to get praised for breathing anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, tip of the day, stop talking to your dog. Thanks so much. We'll see you again next week.